Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz and I am back with a new card series called Quick Card Monday. I don't know about you, but some days Mondays suck. I just get home and I need to do something to decompress, but I don't have the bandwidth to make something complicated. So I thought I would share what I do on Mondays, which is often using a card sketch. For this video, I'm using 3 sketches from Kendra's card challenge. It's for the first quarter of 2024. I will link to her page below. If you are in that quarter, you can download it for free. The page, I'll be honest, the page is a little bulky, but if you just do like a search and find for .pdf, it's a little bit easier to find it that way. If you're looking for these sketches sort of after the quarter has ended, I think they're only available if you like purchase them or subscribe. But if you're watching this after the first quarter of 2024, then just grab whatever the current free one is. She makes really cool card sketches and she does it so that you can make a bunch of cards, a set of 15. This one uses 6 pieces of 6x6 pattern paper to get 15 cards plus some like extra cardstock, or the measurements are there so you can make just a single card if there's just one sketch that you like. So this is my first quarter ever trying Kendra's card challenge and I thought this was fun. This was kind of a wonky little layout and I enjoyed it tremendously. And I was like, what's on my mask? I was not coloring on a Monday. There's no way. I color very slowly, but these 2 little elephants, I think it's the Be Mine stamp set from Pixi Dust Designs. And so I added that right onto my little empty space here. And then I'm using an emergency sentiment because you know I don't have it in me to try to like line things up and stamp them and heat emboss them. And like we're just being super quick, super simple here. This one says Happy Valentine's Day. I will link to that free printable below. It is part of one of my emergency card kits from January. Then we're going to move on to another card. Like it's that simple, right? Quick Card Monday is usually like, I found it on my mask. Let's try that. So I'm using a couple of background stamps for this card. Again, I'll link all of my supplies below. This background scratch background stamp from Trinity Stamps is fast becoming my most used background stamp. Like it can read masculine, it can read glamorous. I have used it so much. So Kendra's card challenge has you cut up 6 pieces of 6x6 pattern paper. For 2 of mine, I stamped the backgrounds instead, but I did that weeks ago. And I just sort of sorted all of the pieces into little stamp pockets, really, one for each card. So for this video, I pulled 3 of those out, grabbed some things off my mask and put them together. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you have extras kind of sitting around, things that you stamped and colored or die cuts that you assembled or any of that kind of stuff, sentiments that you've already put together. And if so, what kind? I would love to know. So here's one of my favorite hacks for emergency sentiments. This is the Essential Floral Reflection Collection nested dies from Spellbinders. And this is one of the smaller ones and it makes a perfect frame for a 2-inch circle and then for our circle sentiment. So this is from the first kit of the year, which is totally birthday themed. And I'm gonna put It's Party Time in the middle with some removable adhesive in case I change my mind later. I just have my white card base showing on the far left and right. Honestly, I cut this wrong. When I was cutting everything apart, I messed up. There's like 2 cards with essentially the same layout. So I just ended up cutting little strips to kind of fill in that space. I'm not giving up. If I cut it, that card's getting put together. And that's card number 2. For card number 3, again, some pieces from my mask. It's a really similar layout, but I wanted to get a different look from it. I think in the printable for Kendra's card challenge, she shows one of these in portrait and one of them in landscape. And there might be a few other slight differences, but I'm terrible at following directions. So we're just gonna make it our own. Like before, I'm sort of laying down my centerpiece and then right away I added little strips of blue to fill in where I miscut everything. The diagonal pieces were all cut at the same time. And so that's why both cards were wonky and not just one of them. I also think part of why it was wonky is because I trimmed things down a little more so that my stripe pattern looked even. So the green was like kind of in the middle. It was gonna drive me nuts if it wasn't even. Are you like that? Do you, do you care? Would you have cut something down smaller than the sketch just to make sure the stripes lined up? It's how I roll, friends. So then this is the Make-A-Wish Labels Arches and the Essential Arches from Spellbinders. The Make-A-Wish Arches are a happy place for me because they're like the fluted classics that have been out forever and they're favorite dies of mine. The Essential Arches are a little bit longer, so I just trimmed that down so it would fit nicely in there. And I added a little bit of foam and I will pop that up. I love that an arch essentially has a half circle at the top of it. And so it fits a circle sentiment, emergency sentiment beautifully. I will link below and in the description box to another video where I was using arches with emergency sentiments because I think it's a really great option. These are a handful of blooms from the Club Blooms that came out, I think, in January of 2023. And I just made a bunch of them and I stuck them in a baggie and then I used a bunch and I was like, I don't think there's enough left for a card. Sure there is, as long as you don't need to fill the whole card. And so I laid them on there, found a design that I liked, and I picked it up using my little sticky mat. It's from Amazon. I've been using it for years. And then I'll add a little bit of glue. And I know that when I flip this back over, I can line it up again in that bottom left-hand corner and it's gonna go exactly where I had it before and I don't need to worry about it. I know some people use press and seal. If that works for you, do that. It's a little floppy for me and I am not that coordinated, especially not on a Monday. So I have cut out a strip sentiment from one of my emergency card kits. It says, have a birthday as fantastic as you are. It's about a 1/4 inch. And so I will mat that on a 3/8 inch strip. And then I put some foam and I'll add some glue behind it. You could add that with removable adhesive, just like the other cards, so you can swap it out later, but I wasn't real worried about that. It's a birthday card. It's pretty simple. And so that finishes up card number 3. Friends, you'll have to let me know which of these 3 cards that you like the most. And then let me know, do you like card sketches? Do you like this quick card Monday idea? I'm doing it anyway. It's just whether or not I film it. So let me know if you'd like to see more of this. If you do, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.